We are honored to begin our day remembering the legacy of 2023 TEDxManhattanBeach speaker, Malcolm Jamal-Warner. His powerful words and even more powerful presence will be forever etched on our TEDx event. We're fortunate to have Malcolm's mother, Pam Warner, with us today. Before we watch Malcolm Jamal's 2023 talk, Pam will share a few words about her only child, whose acting and speaking career was nothing less than legendary. Please welcome Pam Warner.
To let one's guard down and expose your soft underbelly is a very difficult and scary thing to do. To open oneself up to attack, criticism, and sometimes ostracism is not a task easily or joyfully undertaken. It takes consistent effort with intention to be able to expose those very tender parts. This process, however, is the stock and trade of the actor. To become vulnerable as they shape-shift with each character they portray. In order to go from character to character, an actor must release themselves and all they believe themselves to be in order to morph into the scripted character. It takes many years of practice and intention as an actor to leave behind who you are, strip away who you think you are, to enable this new character to come alive with so much authenticity that you are believable. And with consistent believability, time after time, the actor is rewarded with more complex characters and bigger paychecks. But for those of us who are not actors, how do we become our authentic selves? We must be truthful with ourselves and others. While vulnerability is scary, it also allows us to feel free and alive. Just being our true selves. We must know that we are enough. Just as we are, where we stand right now, we are enough. And we must honor and love our broken parts. We are all on the mend. No one escapes having broken parts. Acknowledge and double down on self-care and self-acceptance. Malcolm Jamal-Warner, my beautiful gift from God, my beautiful, brilliant, yet humble and kind golden child, clearly understood being vulnerable. As an actor, musician, and Black man in America, he was committed to being the best he could be, constantly striving to heal, grow, and share what he learned in order to help others shine a light on their own broken parts and to move toward the light of self-love and self-acceptance. This particular piece that Malcolm performed here on this stage was a testament to all of his work of recognizing his own vulnerabilities and his intentional work to conquer them. I hope you will enjoy this piece. I hope you will take away what you may need to become more open, authentic, and vulnerable. Thank you.
Vulnerability can be a scary thing, even when we're on the mend. Black boys boast bravado not to seem broken, and often so do black men. I see you, looking for clues, listening for cues, longing to know what I'm not telling you, as if I'm hiding in plain view. My most intimate thoughts belong to me, like a woman's body when she says no. So I reserve the right to go as far as I like, because though I live in the public eye, I don't subscribe to the dog and pony show. For I have learned to discern who cannot accept all of me. I read the room before I speak, because I find that folks flee from honesty the way we retreat from love. Vulnerability can be a scary thing, even when we're on the mend. Black boys boast bravado not to seem broken, and often so do black men. My relationship with rejection reeks of stale smiles and toxic tear stains that shed secretions of trepidation. And since astute sharks sense fear so sharply, sometimes I feign confidence, like young girls dumb down and grown women fake orgasms. And sometimes I refrain from revealing how I truly feel and just hang out and hide the parts of me you possibly might not like. Vulnerability can be a scary thing. I mean, we all do the same dance, right? It's like life is one big masquerade party with cute masks to mask misshapen identities made by us to make us feel safe in the face of uncertainty. But when you hide yourself to please, you place a piece of your soul on hold. And the sanctity of that space eventually becomes a poisonous pit of unexpressed feelings or untended quirks that never quite get worked out. For the things that we hide about ourselves don't disappear, and some we live in fear may slip out when least expected. I know an irony for me is when I wanted to be fully accepted without giving my full self. Not feeling safe enough to be vulnerable, I'd lament that I was only being loved based on what I thought was safe to present. I spent years in a relationship, hiding, halfway knowing I was neglecting me, allowing myself to be disrespected since I was silently disrespecting me. Friends who knew me well were looking at me like, yo, who the hell is he? It's deep. A compromised soul may let you sleep, but will never let you rest. Unless you address the parts of you that can't be dressed up with a smile and I'm fine. So I'm on this personal quest to embrace a self-love so radical that I honor every aspect of my being, even the broken I'm working to heal. Dim my light for no one. Let it shine with precision to keep my path bright and protect my soul and spirit temple like a lion protects its cubs from perilous predators day and night. Black boys boast bravado not to seem broken, and often so do black men. Vulnerability is a scary thing. And while I'm on the mend, my need is to love me and tend to my self-care. Hiding in plain view is really me deciding how much of my soul I'm willing to share. Thank you. So as a child, my parents taught me that lying was bad. Lying got me into trouble. But the ironic thing is, being honest enough to say no, or worse, no, I don't feel like it, also got me into trouble. I mean, needless to say, it was very confusing growing up. Adults repeatedly say they want honesty, but people who are known for being honest are often labeled brutally honest. And let's be honest, that's not always a compliment. So whenever I hear someone say they want the honest truth, I always think about that iconic line from A Few Good Men, "You can't handle the truth." I mean, yes, the truth can be scary, right? Because it opens us up to rejection and judgment. As a little boy, I learned that expressing my truth often felt like an invitation to get hurt because it made me vulnerable. And in the neighborhood where I grew up, being vulnerable could cost you your life. So to protect myself, I learned to ration my vulnerability at a young age. Vulnerability, especially in boys, isn't considered cool. To be vulnerable we must be surrounded by people who accept us for who we are wholeheartedly, and that's pretty difficult to find in junior high school. So from early on, it begins, right? The dance between lying for acceptance and honesty for self-preservation. I joined the drama department in junior high school, where I learned pretty quickly that the cool kids were not doing theater, especially not the cool black kids. See, in acting, there's no room for being cool. I knew that to be an effective actor, I had to be vulnerable. But being vulnerable isn't cool. And you can't be vulnerable and cool at the same time. I felt like a mess. So in 8th grade, I auditioned for The Cosby Show. And I almost didn't get the role. I was acting my scenes like I'd seen the cool kids on TV. I was being a smart aleck, sighing loudly, hands on my hips, rolling my eyes. I was hitting every comedic beat, and everyone in that room was laughing. So naturally, I felt quite proud of my audition, because clearly, I'm being very cool. But the one person in the room who was not laughing was Mr. Cosby, who looked at me and simply asked, "Would you talk to your father like that?" I was stunned. "No," I replied. "Well, I don't want to see that on this show." Choosing cool over vulnerability almost cost me that role. But throughout the run of the show, and since I'm being honest, most of my life, I was obsessed with wanting to be cool, but having to accept that my vulnerability would always be in the way. And now the big irony is, at 50-something years old, I meet men and women all the time who tell me that while growing up, they thought I was so cool. What? So what I realized, what resonates with people about me and my acting roles, is seeing a man who was not confined by the traditional definition of cool. It turns out being vulnerable is cool. You see, I know that my vulnerability does not subtract from my manhood. It does not make me weak. Now, it does open me up to rejection and sometimes heartbreak. But I'm here to tell you, there is nothing weak about having the strength to overcome the things that feel like they can emotionally break you. I said there is nothing weak about having the strength to overcome the things that feel like they can emotionally break you. There is nothing weak about being your authentic self instead of hiding behind bravado for protection or to please others. Vulnerability allows me to feel and to feel alive instead of deadening my feelings to be cool. Man, it's taken me all of these years to see my vulnerability as my superpower. And I am exhausted by the stereotypes created in the media around black men and vulnerability. There's been this conditioning to view all black men as filled with bravado, misogynistic attitudes, and danger. We are more than the stereotypes with which we are bombarded on TV, in film, and in music. And in my I'm glad you agree. In my professional and personal life, I am pushing the opposing narrative so that black boys don't grow into black men emulating these stereotypes. I want black boys to live what I have learned. Vulnerability is cool. It is strength. It still allows you to be a man, and vulnerability offers the greatest gift. It allows you to open up to yourself and love yourself. Because the most important thing is the simple belief that you are enough. And as I stand here in the power of my own vulnerability, I am telling you, you are enough. Just imagine what you could give to the world and what the world would see in you if you were no longer hiding in plain view. Thank you.
We have a little gift here for Pam, which is a framed photo of Malcolm Jamal's TED Talk. And you all should know that Pam still does a really marvelous job of perpetuating what her son started. And I don't think I or anyone here can ever know the suffering you've endured. But I have learned that while we talk a lot about longevity, life is not about how long you're here, but about how greatly,
Your footprint.
how much you impact other people. And by that measure, he's had an incredibly full life.
Yes, yes.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today.
I'd like to thank the organizers of TEDx, and I'm so appreciative of the opportunity to come and introduce this piece. Malcolm was a very special man. Some say he left too early, but we all have an expiration date. We just don't know what it is. It's neither too early or too late. It's always on time. He will be missed, but he did leave an indelible footprint for us all to follow. His latest endeavors were coaching, transformational coaching. And he wanted all of us to be our better selves through transformation, through looking at our broken parts, and to intentionally heal ourselves so that we can love and be better people. I have established, or am in the process of establishing, a foundation called the Malcolm Jamal-Warner Living Legacy Foundation, and there's some postings on Instagram. Please visit at your leisure. But once again, thank you so much. I so much appreciate being here.